Tonight, we'll talk about the U.S. debt.
Okay. Thank you.
Should we get the lights there?
No, I think, everybody see that okay? It's warming up.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Good evening, Toastmasters, and our guests, our Toastmasters.
Yeah, come on. Soon to be.
All right.
Yay!
Now, of all current events we've had recently, such as the government shutdown, Obamacare, raising the debt ceiling, and our table topics a few weeks ago by Dr. Dennis about quantitative easing. It inspired me to talk about and research the U.S. debt. Why did I talk about this, and what would you get from me tonight? I'll show you right here. First, I'll tell you the definition between a deficit and the debt. Then, what is the national debt today? You probably don't want to know that answer. And then talk about how does this impact the economy. You keep hearing this debt ceiling and, oh my God, all this debt. How does that affect you? You'll find out. Who owns the U.S. debt? Are we going to be the United States or China? You'll find out. And how do we fund this debt? How do our shareholders fund this debt? There we go. A deficit is the balance sheet for a single fiscal year. For example, if I took in $1 trillion this year and I spent $1.5 trillion, my deficit for that year is $500 billion. The debt is the sum of all the deficits and surpluses throughout the years. Did you know in the past 40 years, the government has only run 4 budget surpluses? Amazing. Anybody surprised about that? It's a wonderful government. Amazingly enough, it was in the Clinton years, most of those. Can make us the national debt? This is already outdated. This is like 3 days ago. $17 trillion. It's 1.7 times 10 to the 12th power. And you can go to usgovernmentspending.com to get the latest figures, or usdebt.org to get the latest figure. What is the burden for us? For every man, woman, and child, that's over $52,000 a year. Now, if you were to break that down just to the taxpayers, that's $114,000 for each taxpayer. That's more than what I make a year. Imagine paying taxes on that. Okay, if I were to take dollar bills and pay off this debt, what would it look like? It looks like Manhattan. My God, look at these little trucks. Putting dollar bills. There's the Statue of Liberty. She's about to crumble. Oh my God. This is what we turn into. This is dollar bills. And look, this is 6 months ago. It's already outdated. So this US debt ceiling website had already outdated itself in just a few months by $1 trillion. Now, if we were real creative, said, well, instead of using our dollar bills to pay off the debt, how about using our penny collections? What would that look like?
Wow.
You have this cube here, a quadrillion pennies. That only pays about 60% of the debt. You'll need 2 of these cubes to pay off all the debt that we have in this country. There's a football field right there, and Washington Monument, that's $1 billion pennies. That's an amazing amount of money. Does anybody have that sitting on the dresser? I don't think so. Okay, so I'm scaring you with all this debt tonight. So how does this affect me? Well, if you're an investor, what do you want? You want return on investment. And if you keep running up deficits and not paying your debt, what's happening? What goes up? Our risks go up. So if you're an investor, if your risk goes up, what else must go up? Yeah, the return on your investment. So if I want to risk your investment, I want a better return, so we will raise our interest rates. Now that's great news for savers, because we'll get better return on our money. Bad news for most of us who are buying houses and cars and industries that depend on us buying things. So that impacts our economy. And with more money going to interest payments, that's a lot of opportunity costs going out the door. Remember last time you had a credit card? You think, oh my gosh, $100 a month interest? Imagine what you could do with $100 a month rather than paying a greedy credit card company. You also get higher taxes. We've got to pay off this debt sometime. And with less money going around, we're going to have higher inflation. So who owns the debt? Does China really own America? What percent does China own of our debt? Any guesses? Close, about 8%. Japan is second, in line with about 6%. In fact, 68% of the debt is owned by the U.S. And most of that is our Social Security Trust Fund. And the second line of that would be our Federal Reserve. And some of us citizens own some of the debt too. So there's a smorgasbord of countries that own our debt. Hong Kong, Caribbean, Taiwan, Brazil, OPEC countries. Quite a few people own our debt. Okay, so how do they fund this debt? You probably heard of U.S. savings bonds. When you were born, your parents probably bought bonds for you, and then a few years later, you become an adult, you cash them out for money. Those are interest-bearing bonds. Another thing we fund the debt with are treasury securities, bills, notes, and bonds. And each is defined by the maturity. And these are bought at a discount. For example, if I would sell you a dollar bill as a treasury bill, I'll sell it to you for 90 cents, then I'll buy it back for $1. That's what's meant by buying at a discount. So why do people buy these bills even though we're escalating debt? Because the US dollar's been strong for many, many years. It's the most traded currency in the world. Can anybody guess the second most traded currency?
Yeah.
The euro.
Okay.
And why is it traded? Because we buy treasury notes, it's a moderate return, about 5%, very, very low risk because it's government backed. Okay, so what happened to my summary? In summary, we have a giant debt in this country. It goes up every year, and the burden is $52,000 per person. In order to bring that debt, we need to bring in income and cut spending. If we don't do something about that, the economy will slow down to the point where it can't sustain itself. So I have a fun game for you. Okay, Bob will like this one. I have a scenario. We have one person walking to Mars, and the second scenario with the U.S. President and Congress. There's 435 members of the House, 50 senators. They're going to donate all the salaries to come up with national debt. What scenario will reach its destination the first?
Mars.
The man walking Mars.
You got it. A man walking to Mars will take 2,000 years to walk 35 million miles. If the President and Congress donates all their salaries to pay off the $17 trillion debt, and I did a summation here, it would take over 200,000 years.
Wow, that's really cool.
And here's all my references. I didn't cheat. I wish it existed. And with that said, have a good evening. Thank you.
Yay!